Welcome to the new age. This your guy Datwan. This is
LJ's view, like father, like
son. And let's get straight into it. Today we're talking about hyperinflation. Yes, I didn't just say inflation. We're talking about hyperinflation. We all know what's going on in the world right now. The Federal Reserves, the banks of England, all big banks, central banks, major banks is printing money, just churning.
Out the wazoo.
And today we're talking about what experts are doing to hedge their bets against hyperinflation. Play the clip.
A lot in a 12-month period. They said, why don't you stake USDC? Why don't you stake US stablecoin? You can make 4.7 to 6% in a 90-day period. And I call up my own accountants, my own compliance officer said, we're going to stake some USDC. And they said, what, are you out of your mind? You can't do that. The pressure to get into crypto now at the institutional level has never been bigger. So I have done a small experiment, and I've started to work with Circle, and I am staking USDC. This is where the world is going, Scott. This has to get resolved because people with cash have to get some kind of protection against inflation. The only place you can find it is in crypto. How crazy is that?
Well, so that was Kevin O'Leary talking about what he's doing as far as crypto and to really what institutions feel like they gotta do preparing for this inflation. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, my thoughts are, is to follow the money. I've been in the crypto since May of 2020. And the reason I got into crypto is because I was following what institutional investors have been doing secretly the whole time.
Right. So
my advice or my thoughts is Kevin O'Leary last year talked about he thought that everybody should have a small portion of their portfolio in the crypto.
Right.
At that time he only recommended 3 to 5%, or that's what he was doing. Since then, according to this article, he's increased his position by 5 to 7%. Those are my thoughts. What are yours?
Follow the money, like you just said. Follow the money. My biggest thoughts was the narrative of crypto has suddenly changed overnight to me. We went from crypto being against the system to buck the system in a way. That was the narrative.
And not a good thing to get involved in.
Right. It's the scary thing to get involved in, the wild, wild west. And now, as you can see what Kevin O'Leary is saying, you're really getting pressured into doing so. When they're devaluing the dollar and crypto is booming and you can get better interest payments on an actual cryptocurrency, which is the USD coin. Think about that. You can get more interest allocated on the USD coin
in 90 days. Versus what you can get in your bank account over a 12-month period of time.
With USD cash. Cash is trash at this point. And that's what struck me the most. The pressure that the institutions is going to feel with either you go with crypto or you getting left behind.
It's interesting, Dayton, because the President Working Group reported that for over a year now that they've been focusing on, regulating or coming to terms and grips with preparing a CDC,
right,
for the United States. And just last week, they've put out a paper on the direction that, of what this CDC should look like. Ironically enough, the closest thing that qualifies would be USDC coin backed by Circle.
Yeah, and that's just the staggering thing to me. We hear Bitcoin, we hear Ethereum. Really, there's a safe place to put your money right now is the stable coins. If you can just keep, making interest off of the money, it's really a safe bet to me right now.
Especially with the Feds backing it, big investors advising or even pushing their money in that direction. It's like
right, and
all the telltale signs are right before us.
And you just said Circle. Who owns Circle? Explain what that is for the viewers.
So Circle is a company that's backing the USDC coin. Circle is owned by Goldman Sachs.
Say it again.
Circle is owned by Goldman Sachs.
One more time.
Circle is owned by Goldman Sachs, which is one of the largest banking institutions in our country.
Think about that. So it's not the pressure to get in before you're left behind is here. We waiting for regulations. It's no need to wait for regulations. It's already been instituted with all the big institutions before regulation even comes. Waiting for regulations is a non-factor at this point.
By the way, Circle has expanded its borders into Singapore / in the Southeast Asian region, along with the country France.
So that's our thoughts on this. What do you think cash is going to be in 10 years? Do you even think cash will be a thing in 10 to 20 years? Let us know in the comments. Give us a like, give us a comment, give us a subscribe. It helps us out. Welcome to the new age. We're in, we're out, we're in. Thank you for watching.